All right. Well, hello, everyone. This is episode 74 of the Homestead Shop Talk podcast with Al from Lumna Acres, Ben from Holler Homestead, and myself, Jason from Sow the Land. And what's up, guys? You all right?
Going good. How you doing?
Doing good.
I'm doing good over here. Busy time of year.
Yeah. 'Tis the season. And I don't mean the holidays. I mean butchering animals. Because what else are you going to do when it gets cold?
Has it gotten cold down there, though, for you guys?
In the mornings.
In the mornings?
Yeah,
In the
mornings
mornings
are kind of cold. It's
been
actually
a
like,
little frosty.
it's perfect weather, honestly. Like, this is like, it might get up to 70 during the day, so it's just like, it's perfect. Like, it's comfortable.
Yep.
Not quite cold enough to freeze the pig waters. Like, not at all. Not even no ice chunks, but a little frosty on the grass. So it's, yeah, you can monitor it by the pig water. If it's not no ice in there, then it's not even cold at all.
Right.
So no deep freezes yet.
We've only had a couple.
Yeah. I mean, you've had snow already, right?
Maybe a half an inch. We have once.
Okay.
Not
Yeah,
a half an
gonna
inch
get-
would shut down the town down here.
Yeah.
They'd cancel school.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stay home from work. So we had our last butcher workshop of the year and our last pig workshop of the year this weekend, and it went by. It was our biggest workshop as far as people signed up. We had 13 people.
Nice.
And it's funny because the previous pig workshop last month, pretty much everybody was from North Carolina. There was like maybe two people that maybe were from like Florida and Virginia. But this time, people were from all over, which was pretty neat. I mean, we had one guy, he was from Southern California.
Wow.
Cool.
Like, he was kind of the area that I was from. And I was like, wow, that's pretty neat. I mean, he flew all the way out here. And he looked a little younger, too. But yeah, he was here. Let's see, Maryland. Somebody from Maryland, Florida, Virginia, Ohio. I think Pennsylvania was one. Tennessee. So they were
People
kind of
from all over.
from all over. Yeah, it was pretty neat. But it went pretty smooth. Billy was here teaching the class too, and I mean, it's mainly Billy. I kind of do the first day of like scalding, and Billy kind of goes over skinning pigs and stuff, but I like to scald, so I'll do the scalding one and shoot the pig, and pig went down good. This was the second largest Cooney pig of the four, which was 165 was the weight. So yeah, it went pretty good. It was good weather and everything, and everyone's really cool. And we sold our last turkey of the turkeys that we were selling. Somebody at the workshop bought one.
Nice.
Which was cool. So we're sold out of turkeys, and yeah. So that was 2 days. I mean, my week was pretty much just getting ready for that. Making sure the barn's clean and all that stuff, and trying not to make a huge mess out there.
That's the real
the
struggle leading up to having a class like that, is just keeping everything from, developing into a mess. Like, that's the biggest struggle for us. The stuff just gets, left here and left there, and then before you know it, it's like, I'm going to have people here tomorrow, and there's junk everywhere.
Yeah, because you want to go have it be as smooth as possible. We still got to do chores in the morning before everyone comes, and you kind of want to just go out there real quick, do the chores, and that's it. You don't want to be hung up trying to, I don't know, move an animal or something.
Yeah.
So luckily it went pretty smooth, and everyone's always super cool and so nice. Just they really want to be there and wanting to learn, and you want to get their hands in the guts and everything, which makes it a fun day.
Was the fat to pork ratio about the same for this pig?
Yeah, it seems like it's like 50-50. I mean, it's a lot. It does really seem like that. So we're not hurting for fat over here.
How's the bacon look?
The bacon looks really good.
Cool.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's fatty, but we haven't made the bacon yet. But it's just a little bit smaller. It's not big old sides of bacon belly,
Yep.
But I mean, it should be good. I mean, it all should be good, but it's just a little bit of it. So we still have one pig left. There's one lonely pig over there. And my plan is to butcher him this weekend. It'll probably be just us doing it. I debated of taking him into the processor, but honestly, it's just kind of small. I think it's probably one of the smaller ones. And it's like, I'm guessing, I don't know, 40 pounds of meat. I mean, I don't know. So I was like, what's the point? Like, let's just do them ourselves. And plus, it's better practice and all that.
Yep.
So, and it's kind of nice just to be not by myself, but like with just us doing it, rather than having a bunch of people, because you can kind of take your time. And yeah, and I don't think I'm going to film that too. That just I don't know. I feel like you could learn or practice better when it's just us.
Yeah, you can focus a lot more.
And not film too. That's another one. It's like having another person here. I did film the class though. Our friend Brian came out. Brian, he filmed for us. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with that footage yet, because I don't think I want to. I don't know. I might post it on YouTube, but I don't know. It'll be very short. But I don't know. I'd say, what's the point? Because it's probably going to get demonetized anyways. And if anything, I'll put it on our Patreon page, which I've been doing our a lot of our butcher videos. It's like, I don't want to just put uncensored butcher videos on our Patreon. Make it. It's like it's kind of weird, but I mean, what else do you put on there? What else is uncensored?
Meeting your two pigs together for the year.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be funny.
How'd that one go this time?
It went good. I don't think she was in heat when we put them together. I think she's going to be in heat either this week or next week. It's funny when you know that of your pigs, but
I think that makes you a farmer.
Yeah, but Zeke was trying still. He's trying for the first couple of days, and she was like hitting him away, and then now they're just, I don't. It doesn't seem like they're bothering each other now. They're just kind of just hanging out. Just fighting over the food when I feed them, but that's it. I mean, they're really super, super chill.
Did that video get demonetized on you this year?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, it didn't. Well, that's what happened last time. Like, and it was like it took like 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And then it was demonetized.
Huh.
Like, it didn't happen right away, which is weird, but so I don't know.
Somebody must have reported you or something.
That could have been it.
This video's dirty. They're showing pigs doing what pigs do.
I can't believe it.
How dare they?
I don't want to see this. Yeah, so I don't know, but so far so good with them. And then we'll butcher that last pig, and because I thought about, well, we could keep that pig probably for another year, but I don't know. Let's just move on. We'll get more pigs. And then I started on the one of the end walls for the high tunnel. I still need to do, so I started that today. So let's see how long that takes me. But that one I'm just making up, like a DIY end wall. They were going to send me a kit for that, but I chose to do. No, I'll do it myself. I'll make more. I like more work.
Now, is it going to be a see-through plastic wall? Are you making it out of wood, or?
It'll be out of wood, but it'll be see-through. Yeah.
Okay.
I might use plastic, or I was thinking about using the hard the roofing, plastic roofing.
Yep.
I was thinking about using that, but I don't know. I was like, I need more work for myself. I think I could do it.
I can do this from scratch.
Yeah. I heard someone say your reward for good work is more work.
More good work. Yep.
That's the truth.
Because your work is so good, you get to do more work. So I'm thankful for that. But yeah, I think that's about it. Although I think right about this time of year, from now to the end of the year, which we're already coming up on that, like I tend to post less videos, and then I'm starting to work on my end of year video, which in the past it always takes me like a whole month to edit, but those videos do very well for me. So part of me doesn't feel like doing it, but I feel like I should do it and just push through it and get it done. So we'll see. It's just a ton of work.
It's a lot of footage to go dig back through.
I know. I mean, you wouldn't think so, because it's essentially the same. Like I'm just gathering all the footages and kind of combining them together and piecing them together. I mean, you wouldn't think, because it's kind of already edited, but I mean, I don't just like throw them all together and just post it. I kind of try to make it flow good, and that's what's hard about it. Like weave them together to make it like a long movie kind of. But
how long is it normally?
What? Those?
Yeah.
Last year was I think it was about an hour.
Cool.
The previous years were like maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. But now I'm trying to make them at least an hour.
And that takes a lot more time too, making them that long.
Yeah. It just takes. And plus, I have footage. I mean, there's footage. I don't know. Do you guys ever have footage that don't make it on a video at all?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure. Yeah, there's some footage there that I have, just random things that I like to throw in there. It's just remembering that I have those things. That's what's hard.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So sometimes I'll film something. I'll like, okay, no, I'm not going to put this in a video now, but I may put it in a video, the end of year video. So like I'll name it a specific thing, like I don't know, miscellaneous footage or something like that, or end of the year footage, and it just be like little clips of things, and then I'll like save that and then throw it in there. I mean, yeah, that's what this is taking me forever to do it. So it's fun, but it's worth it. Like that Yasher's video it's almost at 1 million. I think it has 800,000 views.
That's cool.
And I posted it I think I posted it like that week of New Year's. So that's my goal. By New Year's Eve, posting it. We'll see. Yeah, that's about it.
I got a question. You say you don't post a whole lot towards the end of the year. We also tend to not post a lot, especially the month of December. We try to keep, I don't know, the end of the year precious, I guess. So the struggle is, as content creators, especially on YouTube, you make the most money posting the last quarter of the year, and that's the quarter that we don't want to post on. Like, why is that? Like, you'd think we'd be vlogging every day, because the ad revenue is so high at the last quarter. Like, why is that? Like,
we should. Yeah.
Man, I don't know. There's so much stuff to do when it starts cooling down. It is so hard to film. Like right now, we are filming once a week and we're barely making it work. We just have had so much stuff going on. It's like, yep, well, not happening today.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, it's like I'm just tired. It's kind of like a break. Like I just need a break. And for some reason, like, because I feel like, I mean, yeah, all we have is like some pigs, even though we have stuff like different things to do, like, I got to do fencing and all this stuff. But I also feel like it's kind of like slowing down. And it's just like, man, I just feel like slowing down. I don't know, it's like a seasonal winter thing. I think for me that's it. I mean, just rethinking of what I want to do. You know, our workshops are done, and it's like almost like a reset and slowly get back into it. I mean, it's probably not I don't know, because I mean, for our mind's sake, it's probably a good thing, but for our channel, it's probably not, because we should be pumping out them videos.
Doing dailies.
Yeah, doing daily videos. Forget about your mind. Like, forget about your health. You need to be pumping them out.
We call it feeding the beast. If you slow down feeding the beast, it just moves on without you.
Yep.
I mean, you never take breaks, Al, do you?
Not really.
He's over there oddly quiet, you like...
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
This time of the year, I'll slow down, as in I'll work. The days will get shorter. So the darkness forces me not to work so late. And then it also makes it nice. Like right now, the milk cows want to go into the barn earlier. So they're wanting to get in around 4 o'clock. So it's kind of like, okay, we got to stop working a little bit earlier, get everything inside. So we have more nighttime, I guess, to chill. And that's what I do more in the winter. My hibernating is nighttime. I'll kind of force myself to chill at night.
So you go to bed earlier?
Some nights.
Or same?
Like the other night I crashed at like 8.
It's early.
That's normal?
Yeah. Normally it's like 9. Between 9 and 10 I'll go to sleep.
Okay. But you get up don't you get up like at 3 in the morning or something?
I used to get up at 3. I get up at 4 now.
Dang.
Trying to give myself some more sleep.
Yeah. That's good.
It's a grind. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It is. I don't, there's no right or, there's no answers. It's just.
There is no answers.
It's just kind of like you have to kind of go with the flows. If you feel like taking if you feel like calm down. You know, if you feel like ramping it up. Like, I think that's just how it's been with these, with doing videos like this. And it is what it is. Like some months are busy, some months are like, hey, I don't feel like doing much. Yep. I mean, it's not like we're doing much, but you know what I mean? Like filming, editing, and all that stuff. That's a whole other job. But I mean, one of my goals, it's still one of my goals. I don't know when I'm going to get to this point in my life, but if I can take an entire, I say but I say we as a family, take an entire month off of just leaving somewhere, going somewhere off the homestead in like, I don't know where, like somewhere, I don't know, drive around the United States or something. I don't know. Or go to a beach and just sit there for a whole month. And not post anything.
My problem
maybe
is
film.
I've seen a lot of big channels do that, and it's tanked to even the bigger channels. So Mom always like, oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. Unless you just not care.
Right. I think the bigger channels, the people I've seen do it, they get to that point where they just don't care. But it's been like years since I've seen some of them do it, and they've never recouped view-wise.
Oh, really?
To where they were. Yep.
And then it would be hard to say you did that, but still posted, but maybe like had a backlog of videos that you would just post throughout the month.
Yep.
That would be hard to do that. Because like I could barely keep up with this month. So now I gotta make double the videos to do that next month. So I don't know. That's one of my goals I would love to get to, but who knows?
It would be nice to take like a month off during the wintertime and go somewhere tropical.
Leave the frigid north for a month.
Right.
I was thinking January.
I wouldn't want to go to a place like that in the summertime because, I mean, it's hot enough up here for me. I couldn't imagine going to someplace tropical in the summer.
Yeah. Or it could be maybe you're still posting, but it's just not really homesteading related stuff. It's just you on vacation.
Sitting on a beach.
Yeah. Like in a, like, I don't know. Because most likely we'll probably go visit other farm or, you know, some kind of health food store or a farmer's market, something. Yep. We cannot just do nothing, but so maybe it's that. I don't know. So what's up, Ben? What'd you do? Did you do another workshop this weekend?
Not this weekend. That is 2 more weeks. 3 more weeks. Yeah. Something like that. I might as well have done a class this weekend. Man, it like we were saying earlier, there's a season for everything, and right now it is put everything in the freezer season. So that'll lead me into I don't even know. I had a hard time remembering what I did last week. I didn't write stuff down. I didn't make a list. I'm sitting here right before we started the podcast going, what the heck did I even do last week? Like, I know it was like ridiculously busy. Figured it out. So Monday, I had a day that like nothing was scheduled, nothing was planned. It was like, okay, I've got this garlic that we bought that has to go in the ground. So I threw a whole bunch of garlic in the ground, yada, yada. That was the calmest day of the week. So Tuesday, we went and helped our friend Brian because he's been at both of our classes so far helping out. I was like, hey, man, like when you need help butchering your animals, just say the word. And he's like, well, I got turkeys and chickens that need to go in the freezer. So we went over there and helped him butcher his meat birds and his turkeys. The last time I did turkeys was 2020, and it took me and the boys, I mean, it was probably most of a day to process like 9 turkeys. They wouldn't fit in the plucker, so we hand plucked them. It was kind of a miserable experience. Well, I thought my turkeys were big. Brian's turkeys were freaking dinosaurs. Like, there's a couple of those turkeys. I noticed, I think it was Tyler was out there catching turkeys, and he's like bear hugging them. He can't lock his fingers around them. They're so big. And it was like, maybe he needs a hand. So I went over there and I grabbed a hold of one of these turkeys, and it was like, whoa, I can't get my arms around these turkeys. It was like bear hugging a 55-gallon drum. Like, these are huge turkeys. So
he had the white turkeys, didn't he?
Yeah, he had the white ones. So we got them over there, and the biggest ones, the big toms, wouldn't fit in the cones. And so it was like, stuff them in the cone best you can and hold on for dear life and, get the deed done. And then they didn't really fit in the plucker very well. And so the bigger ones, you kind of had to hold their feet and kind of just, push them in there and let the spinning plucker thing just kind of take off feathers. And then you have to grab a hold of them somewhere else and get the rest of the feathers. And like, it got it done, but it was a chore. And then turkey feathers are so big. We had to keep stopping and unclogging the plucker. And I was really impressed with this plucker. Like, it handled it until the log jam of feathers. But yeah, we got it done. Chickens, I think he only had like, I don't know, 25 chickens. I'm not sure how many chickens. I think it was almost 20 turkeys. Like, it was a bunch of turkeys. Yeah. Yeah, it was something else. It was cool though. Him and his wife, they were talking. They're like, yeah, usually this is a couple days. Like, we'll do turkeys one day, we'll do chickens one day, and it's just kind of slow. And we were done.
And it's just 2 of them.
Yeah, it's just 2 of them. It's just him and his wife. And we were done with everything by like, I don't know, 1 o'clock, something like that. And we started at 9. So we were getting it. And that was
pretty good.
It was awesome. I think it only took us another like hour and a half, 2 hours to dice up everything and get it in vacuum bags. So we were home by like 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't a bad day. It was a fun day. It's always a good day. I don't know about you guys, but like, filming is hard if you need the audio, and so you can't have music on because of copyright stuff. Well, if you're not filming, put on some music, have a good time. Like it's a different experience. So that was what we did. They had music playing, and it was cool. It was fun. We're just sitting there talking and just telling stories. It was a good time. All right. So then the next day, I went and picked up some feeder pigs. I really, really, really want to grow a pig out to like 500 or 600 pounds. And so my buddy texted me. He's like, "Hey, I have a buddy who's got a whole bunch of feeder pigs for sale. If you're interested." And I was like, "Well, as a matter of fact, I am." So I went and got them. These are Hampshire Duroc crosses, so we're calling them Hamrocks. Really nice looking pigs. They're real little. They're only, I think he said they were like 12 weeks old or something like that. They're not much bigger than our youngest guinea hogs we have right now. So that's currently where they're at. They're sharing a pen with the young guinea hogs. And you can tell they're babies and the guinea hogs are almost a year old because these little guinea hogs are like bossing them around, but they're looking up to them. So it's just really funny. And so we've had them almost a week now. And I noticed by like Friday, having them a couple days, that all of a sudden the guinea hogs weren't top pigs in that pen anymore. And all my guitar stuff is down in the barn. And so I was down there playing guitar, and I stopped for a second, and I can hear like some ruckus coming from the pig pen. So it was like, what the heck is going on? So I set everything down, grabbed a flashlight, and I go walking out there. And all of the guinea hogs have been kicked out of their house, and they're huddled outside the house. And I walk further, and all of the new pigs are snuggled up nice and warm in the guinea hog's house, and the guinea hogs are just not happy about it. And anytime one of them goes in there to try to get in their bed, they get chased out. And so, yeah, it was shenanigans. By the end of the night, I went back to playing guitar, and by the time I was done, I didn't hear any noise, so I went out there and checked them again, and everybody was in one giant pile. It looked like a bunch of cordwood. So they figured out and settled the differences. Pigs are funny. So my plan with these, I got 4 of them. It ended up being 3 girls and a castrated male. My plan for these is I'm going to grow out at least 2 of them as big as I can. And Meg wants to breed at least one of them with Mo once they're big enough. So our plan is we're just going to try that. We'll see if we can breed one with Mo. That's our guinea hog boar. I think it would be cool. I don't know. We'll find out. It'd be an interesting experiment. I don't even know what you'd call it. So it's a Hampshire Duroc American guinea hog. So that's a American Hamrock. Yep. Patent that name. That's what
American
it'll be.
Hamrock. There you go.
American Hamrock. There you go.
So
how long do you think it'll take you to grow out to that weight?
I figure. So our plan this coming year is we're going to grow a lot of animal food. We didn't really grow a lot of animal food this year, but last year we did, and we had 350-pound pigs by 6 months of grow out. My plan is to do that again because, for one, it really helps cut down the feed bill, and 2, it makes for a lot bigger, tastier pigs. These ones, if I can do it right, grow out a lot of garden produce for them. I don't know. I'm hoping we can get them huge by next year. I don't know. It kind of it both excites me and terrifies me. The idea of growing out a pig that big. It's like, that's a big pig. But think of the prosciutto. Think how big that prosciutto would be. I'd have to find a new place in my kitchen to hang it. Like hanging it would completely hang down and touch the island.
The novelty size.
Yeah, a novelty size prosciutto. These pigs are really long too. That's something I've noticed. Like seeing these Hamrocks next, even though they're a little bitty right now, but they look really long. And all I can think is like, man, that's going to be a lot of bacon. So I'm excited. Usually it's kind of, nobody wants to feed pigs over the winter. Like that's the whole thing. You grow them out all year and then send them to freezer camp come winter time. That we don't have to feed them over winter. But I'm making an exception this year. I want to try it. So, yeah.
They might get big over winter.
They might.
Because it's winter, right?
I thought about it. Worst case scenario, then in the spring, in the spring, it's kind of the opposite of right now. Right now, we're like warm with cool snaps. And in spring, it's kind of cool with warm snaps. I'll just, if I have to come, I don't know, March, something like that. If I have to put one in the freezer, the weather will still be cool enough. I can probably do that. So I'm not real worried about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I'm happy with them. These pigs they have really nice temperaments. These current feeder pigs that we're working on putting in freezer, that I've just not been able to get them tame, I guess, to where I can walk up there and scratch them behind their ears and they're, friendly. They're real wild. These ones, like going and checking them out before we caught them and threw them in the truck, they'd walk right up to you and you could scratch them. Real friendly pigs. So I like friendly pigs. I'm not worried about getting chomped or whatever, or the kids getting chomped. So yeah, I like these pigs already. Had them a week and I already like them. So I think that's all the high points of my week. I went and got some rotted hay from my neighbor and put that on some garden beds that needed some mulch. But other than that, that's about it. It was a busy but not busy week. Actually, I am going to talk about what I was doing today because it didn't get filmed. There won't be a vlog about it. And I will probably forget by next week. So I'll just talk about it today. So today I walked out the door to go do chores and I look over and there's a couple deer at the end of my driveway. And it was like, oh, goody. So Buggy was with me. I was like, Buggy, go back in the house. She's like, as loud as she can. Why? And of course the deer look up. I was like, go back in the house, hurry. And so go back in the house. I grabbed my rifle and I was able to get one like literally from my front steps. Like, I don't know if it gets more redneck than that or more country, but it was awesome. Shot this one, went over and got it. Kind of a busy day, kind of a weird time to have a deer, for what I have going on today. We've got some stuff going on this week. I don't know. We'll talk about it next week, but let's just say I needed a suckling pig on kind of short notice. So my plan today was to process a pig as well. And so my day went from fairly busy to very busy really quickly this morning, starting at, 7 a.m. So got the deer processed. I did not have any ice. Almost called Jason to see if I could come get that cool trailer, but Meg took the boys to work this morning about the time I was getting ready to process the pig. And so she ran to the store. She got ice on the way back. And about the time she got back, I had one bag of ice in the freezer. That was all I had. It was like a little 7-pound bag of ice. So I took that, got that on the deer in a cooler. And then we're elbow deep doing this pig when she gets back with the rest of the ice. And so because the older two are working and she was going to the store, she took Brett. So she basically just left me home with Corbin. Sorry. And Corbin has wanted to process a pig himself, like do the dirty work part, the outside portion. And it seems like every time we do a pig, he's either busy doing something or it's a class or something like that. So I haven't been able to say, here you go. Here's a knife. Like, go for it. And so he stayed home with the intent of he wanted to get his hands dirty. He wanted to get in there and learn how to, gut a pig. So we got to do that. Corbin's 12, he's almost 13, and I'm jazzed that he wanted to get in there and do that. And he did great. Like, he did awesome. I think he's watched enough. Like, he knows what's up. So, there's a couple places I had to, like, do this, do that, that kind of stuff. But for the most part, I just told him what to do, and he did it. So I am fairly confident. Like, if something happened to me and I couldn't finish a pig or something like that, I could say, hey, here you go, finish it up. And he could do it. It's kind of a cool place to be.
Yeah.
So then after I got the pig dealt with, then this year in years past, I have just buried guts. I've composted guts, mostly buried guts, because it's just easy. It's just easy. You don't have to worry about it. You just dig a hole, in they go. Don't worry about it. This year, I refuse. I've got wood chips, so I am composting all of the guts. There's a pile that I needed to turn from the last class we did, the November class. All of the guts had went into that pile. I turned that pile today. No guts. Like, not even a hint. You could not tell that I disposed of an entire barrel of guts. It's just shocking what a compost pile will do. So, turned the pile, got it all freshened up, added a bucket of deer guts and a bucket of pig guts. There's going to be people listening to this just going, ugh. I've seen a lot of comments of people going, yeah, this is what I listen to when I'm eating breakfast. And it's like, man, we talk about a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, anybody who's trying to eat a meal right now. But anyways, got the compost pile. Hey, like, this is our life. Like, this is what we do. If you can't talk about guts, it's like, where are you at?
Yeah. We're in the shop talking about guts.
Like, this is shop talk. Like, so got all the offal, that's the word I should use. I got all the offal in the compost pile, got the compost pile, raring to go again, and then had to go scrape the hide of the deer. So after last year, my current rug that is in my living room right now, we saved our steer's skin, and I tried my hand at taxidermy. Maybe not the best first skin to, like, try to preserve, like a cowhide. That was a Herculean feat of strength to, scrape and, first flesh and then hang up and then tan. Like, that was a job, but we got it done. It took us the better part of a week and a half, but we got it done. This deer skin is so tiny compared to that giant cow rug that's in here. I got this thing scraped in about an hour, got it all washed up and cleaned, and now it is currently up on a board, along with everything else going on today in the background, running and picking up the boys from work and that kind of stuff. Got it done right before dinner, and actually had about an hour before the podcast to just kind of chill. Realized that was the first time I've sat in my chair since first thing this morning when I was drinking my coffee. So it was a busy day. I haven't sat down all day. It actually feels kind of good to sit down right now and sit and talk. So yeah, that was my week in a nutshell, guys.
Nice.
What did you put in the freezer today?
I didn't put anything in the freezer today. I took stuff out of the freezer and cooked it and ate it, but
what did you pull out and eat?
That's good.
Chicken, beef, pork?
I've been cooking up. We had meatballs with pork and beef burger for dinner. But I've been making eggs, hash browns, and sausage every morning for breakfast. So that's
where it's at.
I took out of the freezer first thing. Yeah, that's been like my go-to breakfast since I quit having any kind of sugar.
How are you doing with that?
Good. I've introduced a little bit of maple syrup now into coffee, but I don't find the maple syrup affects my blood sugar, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys use that or not in your coffee.
Know exactly what you mean.
I don't usually, but yeah.
I don't feel like I get the crash or anything if I have that versus if you have regular sugar. You just drink your coffee still black, Jason?
Usually, if not black, I'll put if I have raw milk or raw cream, I put a little bit of that. If not, I might put some butter. But yeah, other than that, yeah, usually black.
Just black. So we've been working on building to put the cattle chute in. We finally got that all done. We got all the posts up, the roof rafters up, and then I had some leftover tin from doing the barn buildings last year. I shouldn't say I didn't want to. I had leftover tin. I'm like, all right, we can make it work. I had to do it in 2 pieces. I had a 8-foot length and like 6 foot. So we used those up and got everything done. So we have a seam, which I don't care if this is a seam because you can't see it, but it was just like, it took twice as long trying to get this roof up, having to do it in 2 pieces every section versus just having one long piece to do it. I was like, man, one long piece would be so much better, but it worked out. We didn't have to buy metal. I can take some of that metal out of the pile, which is nice. So the place we built it, I have it up against the fence, and I have the roof overhang. It's just a shed roof pitch going back behind the fence, like all the snow and the rain will fall off on the other side of the fence. But it's kind of made it a pain because to get back there and to climb up on the roof, you can't get the tractor as easy. So I've been spending a lot of time like up and down, back and forth. So it's kind of a slower project. So it's nice to have it done. And we lucked out so far. We didn't have any snow. So I'm like, I was hoping to get it done because we had the cattle chute out in the middle of the barnyard. So trying to get the tractor in there, clean the barn out, or just anything, you had to go around that. I was like, okay, this is nice. We got the cattle chute under the roof. We didn't have any big snows yet, just that 1/2-inch snowstorm, which was nice. That we had the day we found the moose in the pond. So I think it's been like 2 weeks now. The moose has been up in the woods with a game camera on it. We've had the ravens come in, eat the eyeballs. I've had a coyote 2 different times come check the moose out, but nothing has eaten it. So I'm like,
still,
I don't know if there's too much food out there, if there's something wrong with this moose and the critters know it, but it's been out there for a while now and no activity. So
it's so weird.
Probably go out and check the game. Yeah. Because what would make a coyote not want to eat a moose? I mean, I would think it'd be like if it was poisoned or something, but I'm like, I don't know. It's out in the middle of nowhere. Like it's way up above. So it's not like it's getting scared off by people, or unless the game camera's scaring them off for some reason. But I'll keep it out there. I'm sure it probably stinks by now pretty good.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice and ripe.
I'm surprised we haven't seen like any turkey vultures out there yet. Because the first year we had the property, we weren't living there or anything, but when we did our pig butcher and I brought all of our pig guts over there and stuck them up kind of like where the moose is, and there was a ton of turkey vultures that came in, but nothing like that this year. So I'm just surprised. I don't know why that would be. I'm waiting for like somebody out hunting to stumble upon the dead moose and like call the game wardens or something. And then have the game wardens come, or who knows? I've just been waiting for somebody to stumble upon it, but
yeah,
we'll see. And then today, right before I was getting ready to come over here, the cows got out. They got out, I don't want to say first thing this morning. They got out probably around 10 o'clock this morning. And then I re-energized the fence, put them back in. And then probably, I don't know, it must have been like 5 o'clock they got out again. No, it was like 4. So right before we were going out to do chores, they were out. So I'm thinking they're just getting mad because they're not having any fresh, good grass right now. They're like, man.
Yeah,
they're seeing grass everywhere else, but it's all pasture that they've eaten down, so it's not anything good. But they're like, I want the good stuff. I think usually this time of the year, stuff's kind of covered in snow, so they don't get to see the greener grass on the other side of the pasture.
Did they just walk through it? The wire?
I think with the steer, I didn't see, but I think I'll watch the steer every once in a while. He'll take the string or the poly fence in his mouth. So if I get to shut it off one day, he'll be playing with the fence. But the fence was on today though. The first time it wasn't on. Then the second time it was on, and they get out. So I'm like, I'm really gonna have to make that wire hut tomorrow. They don't go anywhere, but it's just kind of a pain. I mean, they just stay they stay on our land. So
yeah, that's good.
One of those things I'm like, man, I guess they're just looking for grass. But usually in the wintertime, everything's covered in snow up here, so that there's nothing else for them to see. So that's probably something you guys would have to contend with more down your way, I would think.
Cows are
Oh,
funny. Yeah. If they run out of grass and they can see
Mhm.
grass, it's your fault that they can't eat it.
Yep. I think it's funny when there's grass still in their pasture, but it's like, no, that's not the good tasting grass. I want the grass over there.
The grass is always greener on the other side.
Yep.
Thing that would always get me about our dairy cow is she'd walk in and walk right through some good grass to get to the clover or the stuff she really wanted. And then she'd turn around and sniff the stuff she just walked through and glare at me like I walked through her grass with poopy boots on. It's like, you just did that, sister. Like, come on.
Yep. When we were talking to the vet about when we had him come out and preg test the cow, she was like, yep, she's pregnant. She was like, just talking about like nutrition and how to feed her. She was like, when it gets close to their pregnancy, you don't want to put on too much weight. So what a lot of people do is they'll cut the hay, good hay with bad hay, or some people will actually cut the hay with straw, and that way it'll give them something to do and something to eat. I'm like, no, like our cow, like she'll pick out through the hay if she, like the good stuff and the bad stuff. She's like, oh, you have one of those fussy cows. I'm like, yes. That's why we're crossing her with a Highland cattle to see if they'll eat better. Because she is very fussy. She'll take out, like, we'll get hay from the same place, and like one day she'll eat the bale, the next day she'll pluck out half of it. It's like, it's all from the same farm. Like, why aren't you eating this grass? And then I'll give it to her steer, and he eats it. He doesn't care. She's just super fussy. I guess I can't complain though. We don't feed grain hardly. I mean, we feed, I'd say probably 2 or 3 cups of grain a day to her, and then the rest of it's alfalfa and hay. And we've had really good luck doing that with her. So I guess if she wants the good hay, we'll have to feed it to her. So we've been having our pigs down in the lower pasture where the cows are going to go in the wintertime. But one thing I'm trying this year is the grass that grew there isn't the best. So I've been trying to just like focus the pigs in one spot and like really let them root it up. And then I'm going to try to go in. We can't do it this time of the year. It's too late. But next spring, I want to go in there and like really dig up, or not dig it up, like York rake it up and try replanting it to pasture and see how that does. Moving Yukon, the boar. What is he in? He's in a like 10 by 12 pen. So maybe 10 by 16, something like that. And it's like a chicken tractor. Like he's like tearing it up good. So I'm like, this is going to be interesting to see next year when I can come in here with a York rake, turn it up a little bit, mix in all of his manure to see how it grows grass again.
It'll probably be really good, I bet.
Yeah. We'll find out. How do you find your pigs do when you move them around, Jason? Like, can you notice, like, from one year to another year, if the grass is growing better from their manure and stuff?
I would say so, yeah. I mean, they're kind of like the chickens. You notice that it's really dark green.
Yep.
After you move them and you wait a little while. I mean, yeah, we got a lot of good grass right now going.
Is your grass still growing? Have you had to mow again?
I have not mowed again since last week, but that might be it, I think.
Might be it. How are the guinea hogs doing out in your chicken tractors, Ben?
Surprisingly well, and they're not tearing up the pasture too bad. It's funny, there's one tractor that's kind of like down a little bit farther on the hill. That's more towards like the bottom where, like when it rains a whole bunch, that's where the water flows. And so the grass isn't as thick. Yep. And I noticed that tractor, they're kind of tearing stuff up. But I mean, understandably, there's not very good grass. But the one just up the hill, a tractor width away, they're on grass so thick they can't even get to the ground. And so every day when I move them, like overnight, that's when I notice the damage. As we're kind of getting to a spot where it's like really, really thick grass, there is zero dirt showing. There is zero destruction the next day. All I've seen them do is they probably eat about half the grass and then tear up a whole bunch and make a bed. That's about all they do. So I've been real happy with it. Now I will say these little guys are going to be so huge. Like, every time I see them, Meg came out and saw them. She hasn't seen them in like, I don't know, a week and a half, like since I've been doing it. She came out the other day. She just started laughing. She's like, oh my gosh, they're like, they're huge. Like their bellies, like they look like if they ate another bite, they would just explode. Like they're so fat.
Wow.
She says they look like soccer balls. They're just rotund.
Now, do you have other pigs from the same litter not in the chicken tractors?
Yeah, those the ones that stayed in the pen. You know, they have the new Hamrock roommates.
Okay.
Those ones, they look normal. Like they look like a normally proportioned pig. These ones, I mean, what's it been? 2 weeks, and they're already gaining weight. So I will say, like, I have cut their feed down a lot since. You know, moving them in there, they get a very measured amount of feed. So that means they're getting fat on what they're finding in the pasture. Like, that's kind of cool. Yep. It's really kind of opened my eyes. It's like, oh man, maybe I need to get all these guys out on the pasture and just tractor them around. You know, just do nets. You know, treat them like a grazing animal.
That's kind of cool. You have something to compare them to too at the same time.
Yeah.
So I got another movie recommendation this time.
All right.
We watched Reagan.
Oh, Reagan. Okay.
Yeah, we wanted to see it in the theaters. We never got to it, but we rented it this weekend on the TV. So that was a good movie.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Very historically based, but it was very entertaining at the same time.
Is that a super long movie or just average?
I think it was 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So a little bit longer than the average one.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff I didn't know about him. But what was he? He was president in the early 80s, I think. So, I mean, if I was born, I was a baby.
Right. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's on our list. Yeah, we got a running list of stuff going on.
Running lists. Yep.
I think that was just on there, but maybe, I don't know.
Do you guys have any theaters near you? Close by or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do. We have one in town.
Movie theater. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. We have a little one in town, and then we have a couple of towns over. We have one, I think, that has like 6 screens. The one in town, I think, has 2. So it's like hit or miss what they can put in. Or if they put some in, they'll only have them for a week or 2.
I don't know.
We don't go very often.
We're kind of shut-ins. We don't leave.
We don't
do anything.
We weren't going for a while. We just started going probably the last like couple of months. There's been more stuff coming out that's been kind of interesting. But
yeah, it's hard because the movies that are coming out, they just seem like they're all superhero movies.
Yeah.
We went this year to the movies, and they were doing Lord of the Rings. They were like replaying it at the movie theaters.
Yep.
And that's what we went to go see. So it wasn't like a new movie. It was just already an older movie, but
right.
That was cool.
We actually
Did they play a series of them?
We bought all the extended versions of those movies. We're gonna watch those. What is that? New Year's. We always watch them New Year's Eve. I don't know. Some of those extended versions are an hour longer.
It's like 4-hour movie or something. And that's what they played at the movie theater. Actually, they played the cut scenes. So they added. So I think we were sitting in the movie theater for like, I don't know, 3.5 hours or something.
Wow.
I don't know if I could do the trilogy in one night. That's a long night. Meg's over here shaking her head no.
No.
Yeah, it was.
I've never seen it. Maybe we'll have to watch them this year.
Oh, really? Oh. Be careful. They might get you hooked.
They might get you hooked.
You might become a hobbit.
I was out there with the Mini X digging a Hobbit hole.
I'll make a Hobbit hole somewhere.
Yeah. I'm making a Hobbit hole in his next thumbnail.
Remember when we first got the property, she was like, I want to find like a big old tree with a hole in it, like my side of the mountain. And we found one. I mean, it's not big enough to go in, but
Oh,
it just reminds us of the book, My Side of the Mountain.
I loved
Yeah.
that book when I was a kid.
Yep. Well, they still make the kids read that in school. Probably not. They should.
Here they do.
I don't know.
They do. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, like right here.
In your own school.
Right at your house, yes.
Yeah, at our house it is required reading. Almost yearly, actually.
It
In
should
our
be.
home school. Yeah.
Almost yearly. What was the other one that was like My Side of the Mountain? There was another book that was kind of based on something similar.
Hatchet. Did you ever read those?
Hatchet. Yep.
That was a good one too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember reading. My mind's blank. So with it, your cold season coming out. Are you like? Do you have another outdoor project that you're doing, or you're kind of like waiting?
I'm waiting to see what kind of winter it's going to be.
Okay.
If we don't get a lot of snow, I want to start clearing pasture land or making silvopasture this winter. If we get a lot of snow, I can't do that. So it's kind of like up in the air to kind of see what's going on. We got to finish closing in the barn addition now. And once we get that done, then we'll have to figure out what the weather's like. But I'd like to be able to start making some silvopasture. But we'll see.
Yeah.
If I can't do that this winter, I'll wait till spring, and I'll start doing it this spring. So
Okay.
if we get some nice some cold, snowy days, we'll be doing some winter camping. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
But I like to do that when it's like -20. Like it's not like real roughing it in the cold weather if it's not super cold.
What are you sleeping in when you do that?
So we have a canvas tent, and then we got a wood stove in it. So the year we didn't go out last year at all because it never got cold enough. The year we went out, it was like, I think when we woke up, it was below 0. I don't think it was quite 20. But that night we were stoking the stove, and it got up to like 90 degrees inside the canvas tent. So
Wow.
I mean, it was
Those
like
canvas tents are pretty good.
Yeah.
To keep out the wet.
Yep. Did a good job. So
That'd be neat.
it's something different. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of, we look forward to doing it. So I'm hoping we get some cold weather this year to do it.
That's fun.
Maybe we can do some snowshoeing. Like last year, we didn't get to do any snowshoeing or cross-country skiing. Gina got us all cross-country skis for Christmas. The girls took them out once in the driveway, and then that was all we had for an opportunity to use them.
Mhm.
Doesn't hurt my feelings that we can't, but it's also kind of like we should be able to like at least go out a couple of times a year where we live.
Yeah. I'm hoping for a white Christmas this year, Al.
Hopefully.
I'm hoping we just get some snow, period. We haven't had snow in 2 years.
Yeah. Something would be nice.
When do you normally get it? Like what month?
End of January.
End of January. Okay.
That's usually the coldest month.
Yep.
Or February, kind of.
A lot of the times when we have winters like this, and we don't, like the winter doesn't start off early, we'll get hammered later on in the season. And then it's like, okay, we're ready to be done with winter. And then next thing you know, it's like March, April, and we get like a 2-foot heavy wet snowstorm. And it's like, I just want to be done. I want to be done with winter. I want to be done with mud season. And it's like, nope, here it is again. When are the hand-hewn guys coming out? Because that's when you're going to get your snowstorm.
I mean, the timing is about right. They're going to be, it's like that, around the 19th of January. I'd have to look at a calendar, but it's whatever weekend the 19th is. That's getting on up there towards snow time. I think 2 years ago when they were here, it was like the 13th of January, I want to say, is when it was. And that was when we had Snowmageddon. Or maybe that was 3 years ago. Whenever. But yeah, I know. Like they're coming. Yeah. Like we'll see if they're the ones that bring the cold and the snow.
They usually do.
Yeah, that was the one. I was there at that one. I didn't go to the last day because of the snow.
That was crazy. Yeah. Shut the whole town down. Like it was it was crazy. Like, it was so much snow for here. I will say, like, that snow, I think it was that snow ended up hanging around for like over a week. And by the time that snow finally melted, it was like a go away snow. Like, I'm tired of snow getting tracked in the house. I'm tired of dealing with it. Like, go away snow.
Yeah.
It would be easier if we had like a mud room, because we do not have a mud room, and dealing with snow with no mud room is pretty miserable.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, before I forget, Al, people were liking your coffee at the workshop.
Oh, cool.
They were like, all right, I got to have Lumna Acres coffee, because we had your coffee bag, your beans right there on the table. And people were like, all right, this is Al's coffee, you know.
Cool.
I've had a couple people comment, and they're like, do you think you're going to run out?
Yeah, I know.
I've used about a pound per class.
Yeah. So you might run out by the time you're done there, then, Ben.
I got 2 more classes, so yeah, we'll have a pound left by the time we're done with pig killing season.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how many we were going through, but I probably drank a half a pound.
Just by yourself? That was just your portion.
Yeah. Yeah, on tap.
Gotta have it on tap. We got another batch here right now, sitting by me. By the time the podcast goes out, it might all be sold, but who knows?
Oh, okay. You're going to get another batch in there before Christmas?
Yeah, so we'll do one. I'm trying to do it like once a month. So you should be doing it like the week before Christmas, I believe.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you've been doing it once a month all year?
This year we have been, once a month.
Wow. And you pretty much sell out every month?
Yeah, we usually sell out within, I'd say, 24 hours.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, man. People love coffee.
Kind of a headache, but it is kind of nice, like getting it over and done with right out the gate, so you don't have to, onesies, twosies all month.
That's what we try to do, is we try to do it all at once, and then we'll wait, and then we pack it. We take one afternoon, and we just pack it all, and we'll go to the post office, and it's done.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, something I forgot to mention. I took some... So all year we've been growing these Buena Mulata hot peppers. They're purple. I think we picked up a couple of starts from you, Ben, that were growing in your compost or something.
Volunteer.
Yeah, those are the best ones.
They are.
And, so I dropped them off at I grew some for a local guy who makes hot sauce. In my hopes that he's going to turn that into hot sauce, which that's the plan anyways. Ended up being, kind of got a late start on those peppers, but altogether we saved 10 pounds.
That's a lot of peppers.
Yeah. 10. I thought so. I mean, we'll see how many of bottles that's going to do. I mean, it's not going to be all those peppers, he's going to mix it with other things, but as far as what we grew, it was 10 pounds of that. So my goal is to make our own Sodaland hot sauce, and then we're going to sell that on our website. I don't know when that exactly is going to happen, but at least that part, my part's done, and so we'll see. I'm going to get together with him, and then I'm going to try to do some videos with him to just fun videos to promote it and talk about hot sauce.
I got to ask you, those peppers are my favorite peppers as far as hot peppers go to just like sit and munch on. Have you tried eating them? Like, I think they have amazing flavor.
Oh yeah.
Like, they're just tasty. They're hot, but they're tasty.
Yeah. They're not like overly hot, I don't think, where it's like, oh my gosh, I can't eat this. But they're tasty and enough that you can eat the whole pepper. And they're not giant. They're typically not, like a huge pepper. So you could actually eat the whole thing in one sitting. You know what I mean? Yeah, and they're good. He actually, the guy who's making the hot sauce, he's the one who wanted me to grow those. Like, we weren't planning on growing them. And he's like, oh, can you grow this type of hot pepper? And I was like, oh, well, let me look it up. And come to find out, it's Ben's favorite pepper.
It's not my favorite pepper, but I will never not have it growing in a garden.
No, it's good, yeah.
Man, when we make pizza, I'll like dice them up and put them on my pizza. They have just like a really good flavor. And then something we did this summer when they first started coming on, it was probably like June. So we had harvested our garlic. We diced up a whole bunch of garlic real fine and then diced up a whole bunch of those and just put them together in a bowl. And they lived in the fridge. We might have added some oil or something to them. What was it? Salt. Yeah, Meg said just salt. So they kind of, I don't know, they kind of mellow together. We would sit there and add that to like literally everything we ate. And it's just hot peppers and garlic and salt. Like, oh man.
Heck
I still have some out there that haven't froze to death yet. I've got a hankering.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait till we get that going, but that'll be fun. All right, guys, we're at over an hour here. You guys got anything else?
Right.
Or you want to save it for next week?
We'll save it for next week.
All right. When's Thanksgiving? We still got one more podcast before Thanksgiving?
Yep. No, next one will be out the day after Thanksgiving. We'll record before Thanksgiving.
We'll record before Thanksgiving.
But the podcast will go out the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay, well, okay. Well, I hope everyone has a good Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Because you'll listen to this on Friday. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully everyone has a good Thanksgiving out there. Hopefully they're eating a big old turkey. And thank you guys for listening and watching this podcast. And maybe you're watching us while you're doing Thanksgiving. I mean, I don't know. While you're cooking your Thanksgiving meal, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys for listening and watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.
Have a good week.
Later, everybody.